I am here with my dear friend Buzz the Bee from Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. You are going to want to keep a close eye on the weather today, am I right? And let me tell you, it's time now for your local weather report, brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Let's buzz on over to the Main Street Media TV Weather Center.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Happy Friday, I'm Kelly Rawson in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We are waking up to plenty of sunshine. Temperatures on the cooler side. You will need to bundle up for the morning. This afternoon, though, shouldn't feel too bad whatsoever. Low to mid 60s across southern middle Tennessee for your Friday afternoon. Again, the sun will continue to shine over the next several hours, and we maintain a clear sky into the overnight as temperatures fall back to the 50s, 40s, maybe down even sneaking into the upper 30s for your early Saturday morning. We'll see a few clouds this weekend. We'll also have a dry cold front going to cool us off between Saturday and Sunday. So that means no rain chance for the weekend, but we are going to see a temperature drop from the 60s down into the lower 50s for your Sunday. But again, we stay nice and dry. A few showers by your Monday as we warm up into the lower 60s and upper 60s ahead of our next storm system, which could feature strong to severe storms during Tuesday night into the overnight period. So be sure to stay tuned to us here at Tennessee Valley Weather. We will keep you updated on next Tuesday's potential storm system here in the Tennessee Valley.
Thank you for that update. Tune in each day on Mornings on Main Street for an up-to-date weather report brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. All of their contact information is below. Have a great day.
Good morning, Stefanie.
Good morning. Hi, kids. A hot tea, please.
Welcome to Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. For 60 years, the Tennessee Human Rights Commission has worked to safeguard individuals from discrimination through education and enforcement. I recently had the opportunity to sit down with the executive director of the Tennessee Human Rights Commission to learn more on the department's current initiatives and what educational tools are available to us as Tennesseans so we know our rights and our responsibilities. We'll have that coming up in a few minutes. And then a little later, we'll find out what these colorful boxes are meant for and where you can find them in the future. But first, let's get a check of our headlines and, of course, our weekend outlook.
Hello, here's the latest news and weather from Main Street Media TV. The Clarksville-Montgomery County Black History Month event at Kleeman Recreation Center was a resounding success, with performances and speeches celebrating African American history and contributions. Trailing by 7 in the fourth quarter, Clarksville girls basketball team staged a major comeback, outscoring Rossview 20-9 to clinch their fourth consecutive district tournament title in a 48-44 victory. The Sumner County Commission assigns a $500,000 grant to a collaboration of organizations for a comprehensive approach to opioid use interventions and recovery support, including the creation of a substance use recovery navigator role at High Point Health. Welch College's School of Education has ranked third in Tennessee for teacher education programs, excelling in the annual Educator Preparation Report Card, says undergraduate Dean Dr. Stephen Beck. In 1966, nearly 2 decades after Jackie Robinson integrated Major League Baseball, Clark Mays and Ernest Brownlow, Boy Scout troop leaders, successfully integrated the Mount Pleasant Youth Baseball League. For more news and weather, visit us online at mainstreetmediatn.com. Thanks for watching.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs?
Welcome back. Misconceptions, educational opportunities for Tennesseans, and what goals are to be achieved in the next 4 years for the Tennessee Human Rights Commission. Executive Director Muriel Nolen talks to Mornings on Main Street about this and just how the department helps those who feel they've been discriminated against.
Our mission at the Tennessee Human Rights Commission is to safeguard Tennesseans from discrimination through education and enforcement. Here with the state, we enforce anti-discrimination laws in employment, housing, and in public accommodations. We also are housed or have the responsibility of ensuring that state agencies are compliant with Title VI. There are about 49 agencies that we help train and ensure that they're able to receive their federal financial assistance every year. I think probably the biggest misconception about this agency is that we are an advocacy agency. We are actually a law enforcement agency, which means that we enforce whatever the legislators deemed is a protected class and is appropriate under the laws of Tennessee, my guidance with the federal laws and guidelines. So that is probably, since I've been here, one of the biggest misconceptions. We do have, protected classes that are representative throughout some advocacy groups, but we get inquiries from citizens, and it could be discrimination based on disability, or race, national origin, gender, and we investigate those complaints. We provide free mediation if the parties are amenable to trying to come to some resolve. We help parties conciliate those complaints, and if we investigate and at the end of the day we find that there is more cause to believe that someone has been discriminated, we proceed with litigation process.
How can one fight for oneself if they're seeing that they're being discriminated against? What should they do from point A to get to maybe to where you are to, talk with your agency?
Well, I believe education is key. And not just for citizens, but also for employers as well as housing providers. It's important for individuals to know their rights, but it's equally as important for employers and housing providers and places of public accommodation to know their responsibilities in regards to advertising and the way that they treat their consumers. We do have a thorough investigation where we hear both sides. We hear evidence, documents, recordings, and then the investigators make a recommendation to myself and general counsel about whether or not they believe discrimination has occurred. So I'm not in a position necessarily to advocate at that point. My main focus initially is just to educate individuals what we do what we don't do, what's covered and what's not. To go back to your question about misconceptions, we do get quite a bit of calls because of our name, Human Rights Commission, where individuals have problems or questions or concerns, and they want us to provide guidance or advice. And I have to inform them we don't advocate for either side. We don't make the laws or interpret laws. We are here to look at a set of facts, try to determine as best we can what did or what did not happen, and try to come to some determination after we see all of the evidence and talk to all of the parties. Our entire housing department is located in Knoxville. We have employment investigators in Memphis and Chattanooga. However, citizens are able to walk into either 4 of the offices and get help filling out their forms, whether they're there for housing, public accommodations, or employment. So we are open at those locations during business hours to assist members of the public with filling out those documents, or just providing kind of necessary guidance on how to go about actually filling out a complaint. If individuals want to learn more about the agency, they can email us at ax.thrc@tn.gov. Our website is also available at www.tn.gov/human rights. They can learn information about what we do. They can view our annual reports. We have statistics on the number of complaints we receive, phone calls, and some insight as to the types of cases and protected classes that we are seeing throughout the year. A little bit about the future of the commission. We are working on our 4-year strategic plan, agency-wide strategic plan, that will be published on our website in February of this year. Our plan for our 4-year strategic plan, we've outlined four objectives that we wish to accomplish. And it involves us being more efficient with our case processing, educating the community more about what we do and about how to protect themselves, whether you are an employer, a citizen, or a housing provider. We're also interested in just collaborating with groups around the state to make sure that individuals don't have to kind of, fish around for information. We try to make sure that we're connected with advocacy groups. Even though we are not an advocacy group, we believe information is important and educating citizens is important. And so that'll be a top priority as well, just making sure, individuals are educated and they know that we are a state agency that represents everyone that is a citizen of the state, regardless of race, national origin, gender, age. Any individual, even though they may not have encountered discrimination in their housing with their housing provider, their employer, you could potentially, in the future, encounter some discrimination, regardless of whether you are white male or you're aged 45-year-old female. You'd be surprised at the demographics that we see. And I think they are representative of, the demographics that we are seeing across the state.
I hope you learned as much as I did. I would like to thank Executive Director Nolen for giving me her time and sharing all that she did about the Tennessee Human Rights Commission. Now, the Tennessee Human Rights Commission celebrated its 60th anniversary last July. They happened to do this on the same date as the 60th anniversary of the passing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Stick with us here at Mornings on Main Street. When we come back, we're going to learn about art boxes and where you can find them in Clarksville, Montgomery County. We'll be right back.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Only in Smashville are opponents welcomed with some good old-fashioned Southern hospitality. We'll give you a hand, cheer you on. Hey, we'll even leave a light on.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Welcome back. The art nonprofit ArtLink in Clarksville has a number of things going on already, like they have workshops, classes, programs, one-on-one sessions, private lessons, and then staple projects in the Clarksville, Montgomery County area. Well, now ArtLink is expanding with a new art initiative in Clarksville with art boxes. You're going to see them in just a minute. So it's a similar concept to the little libraries that I'm sure you've noticed in a number of communities, but instead of grabbing or leaving a book, you can snag an art project or maybe just a piece of art made by a local artist, and then items with words of affirmations or positivity. ArtLink's founder and executive director, Maria Haycraft, talks to us about how this idea got its start and also why she says the power of prayer led to support that really helped this initiative get off the ground.
I think it started with finding this exact box at Habitat for Humanity, and I was like, these are really cool boxes. They open like that, and they have these little shelf inserts, and I was like, what can we do with those? And I was with my best friend, Stefanie, the other Stefanie, and she's also real creative, and we're like, oh, we could do little art galleries, and it just started brainstorming, okay, art galleries, and then we had started seeing stuff like this in other communities, and we're like, art boxes, and it just kind of shelved for a while. We painted them, made them look cool, took a long time, and we finally brought it to our board, ArtLink's board. We were able to actually get one of these boxes installed at the Kleeman Center with art kits in them, which is a wild story to begin with, because once we kind of established this, I really felt like God had laid it on my heart to make sure it happens. It's just another way that we can access art for our community in some capacity, because they might not always be able to get to ArtLink. So I just was like, okay, God, we're gonna do it, right? And then I was like, what are we gonna fill it with? And we had no funding, still have no funding for this. So anyone that loves what we're doing, let us know and you can get involved. But I prayed about it and I was like, okay, we're doing it. The week before we were supposed to install the first box at the Kleeman Center, still had nothing to put in it. And I'm like, what are we gonna do? And I just trusted. I knew that if God wanted this to happen, he was gonna provide everything. And would you believe, Sherry from YAPAX gives me a call that week and she's like, hey, we just got these art kits donated. Could you use them? I'm telling you, boxes of them. And they fit in these boxes perfectly. So we have stocked the Kleeman Center with those art kits and restock it. We still have some of those art kits remaining. Obviously, those aren't going to last forever. So we're trying to find new ways of making this sustainable long term as soon as those art kits run out. But how good is God, right? Like just in time, in the week that we were supposed to install, he gives me the art kits that we need for it. Like it's just wild. So here we are. It has now been another year preparing some of these other kits or these other boxes, and the library is getting this box, and ArtLink is getting this box, and I don't know where that one's going yet, but we do have a list of locations where the other ones are going to be going. We do have a volunteer now that's going to help wrangle a street team to keep them stocked and help us facilitate prepping things for it. But that's one person that needs a team too. So there's volunteer opportunities for this and sponsorship opportunities. So basically there's 3 kinds. The Make Art, Take Art is painting rocks, painting little mini canvases, doing little mini drawings. There's mini art that you can do and put in the box, and that would be that whole make, take art aspect. The other one would be drawing and creating letters and cards. Those 2 are very simple to do on your own, and you can just bring those to the boxes. The other one is actual art kits. Those we actually just need the supplies for. So we've got some kits of craft projects we're gonna put together in little baggies with instructions, and they're gonna have a supply list based on the projects we choose, but it's simple stuff like little mini boxes of crayons with some pipe cleaners, some yarn, cut out pieces, and glue, so that way they know how to put it together. Making it super simple so that way everything that you need is like in that little kit, and then you're good to go. You take that kit, you go home, and you can actually create from home. We are gonna sticker some of them with the sponsors too, so because of Kim Cargill, we're putting her logo on this one because she is helping sponsor that one, along with Blue Star Families with Carissa. So if there are organizations like that that want to help and stuff, we will gladly put your sticker on the boxes too, so that way you get some recognition for it. And the QR code takes you to our website, and anyone that has participated and sponsored is going to be on that page, and it'll also tell you where the other boxes are. So it'll almost be like a map to find the other boxes in town, so that'll kind of be fun. My hope is that we're gonna have people that are like, we want a box, and all these places around town want a box, and it just explodes with inspiration for our community and excitement, and we get a larger volunteer base of people that just want to help make sure and maintain these, and just make that like its own little network of doing really awesome, unique things here.
Maria, thank you. It is so cool all that you do. Now, if you would like to help keep the art boxes stocked, just feel free to reach out to Maria at ArtLink. Visit artclarksville.com to connect and to learn more about what you and yours can experience through ArtLink and how to and what they need there in the art boxes. Something else that is happening through ArtLink, it is Artsville Fest, and that is happening in October. It is a really fun event for artists of all types out there. If you would like to make a submission, you can do that now. Just head over to artsvillefest.com. We'll hear more from Maria next week on preparations and other information about Artsville Fest. Thanks so much for joining us here today. And let me mention, if you have something art-wise in your community that you would like to share, if you're doing something similar to art boxes there, please let me know at smiller@mainstreetmediatn.com. Now, thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Forgot that. You know what they say, let's go Strokes. People are amazed at the variety and quality of guests we bring into Main Street Sports today. But when you've been in this business for nearly 40 years and you never throw away a phone number, it's pretty easy. Right, Wade?
Absolutely. And Wynn agrees with me. Check out some of our guests featured on Main Street Sports today.
Step back and catch my breath. But I expect nothing less from you, big boy. Let's get going.
We make it work pretty good. So
the fans are tremendous. It's fantastic.
It was really amazing.
They call it performance. Yeah.
From preps to pros, you never know who's going to stop by, so be sure to listen to and watch Main Street Sports today from 2 to 4 p.m. daily on the MSM TV app.